What's up, everybody? So I have a video that I'm finishing that I did this months ago, not long after Christmas time, because this book was one of the books that I got for Christmas. So this is part 2 to it, and I'll put a bookmark in it. Now, I don't even remember putting this piece in there because that's Leslie's handwriting. Surprise. So, but maybe that's the one that I did put in. Maybe that's a bookmark I did. But yeah, but anyway, it's crazy because, and this is the way shit always goes with me, it's always something medical with me. Like, my foot is bothering me more. So that's what got me to even thinking about this. I was like, shit, I need to see what's in that book to see if it'll help me, because I think I said it in the first part of this video, but if I didn't, I'm gonna say it again. A bread and milk poultice. One of my friends back in the day, his dad did something called a bread and milk poultice. He boiled milk, and then after boiling it for a few minutes, he put bread, he turned it off and let it just brought it away from the boil, and then put bread in it, and then he let that cool long enough to where I could handle it being stuck to my foot. And then he stuck it to my foot, and the hole in my foot was black. It stunk and everything. Like, they would have admitted me in the hospital more than likely if I would have went. So he ended up sticking that to my foot. 20 minutes later, the wound in my foot looked like a brand new wound. It was pink and fresh looking, like it drew all the infection out of it. And since my foot ain't doing, since it's been hurting more, the smell in the hole has changed and everything. I know what's happening. So I'm developing an infection. So I gotta get rid of it now before it gets worse. So yeah, I'm gonna see what all this book has, and that's what made me think of it. So I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and do that today. But yeah, so to support retinal, ginkgo biloba tincture to support retinal health. Got more stuff for vision protection. Amish ibuprofen, which that's good. Looks like wild lettuce. Half cup dried dandelion flowers, half cup dried rosemary leaves, 2 cups raw apple cider vinegar, a glass jar. Yeah, I thought that right there was wild lettuce. So then got something for cartilage support. Then we have herbal oil for joint support. Better than collagen. I might have to look into some of this stuff. 2 tablespoons of agar powder. Mobility maintenance tincture for arthritis. Seeing some of this stuff is probably hard to get a hold of. Some of these herbs, I wouldn't doubt that some of these herbs are hard to get a hold of. 3-herb poultice for arthritis pain. So a pineapple pain-killing extract, DIY. That's a balm. Backyard calming pills, magnesium rub. Dandelion salve, which dandelion root is supposed to be really good for your digestive system. Like if you were to get dandelion tea, it's supposed to be really good for like your helping clean out your liver and everything. It'll help and cleanse the liver. So bone strengthening juice. Man, these green powders, I'm hearing more and more of these health influencers talk shit about green powders. But man, I tell you what, I have had, and I know this ain't green powder, but it just made me think about it. But I know I've known others and myself, like I can tell a difference when I'm drinking that shit. So, not all of it. Some brands I've not felt a difference at all. Other brands, I felt a difference. I could tell a difference in my body, the way, you know, like the way my foot felt and everything like that. So, cabbage sucks. Cabbage has been used for centuries in traditional herbal medicine for its anti-inflammatories. It contains various beneficial compounds, including antioxidants and sulfur-containing compounds like glucosinolates. When used externally, cabbage leaves are thought to help reduce inflammation and alleviate joint pain. Never tried it. Not even sure I ever heard of that. Pine needle infused oil for rheumatism and arthritis pain. Willow bark bath salts. Oh hell, I wonder if those will have somebody. I wonder if those will make somebody eat somebody's face. Y'all remember the bath salt shit back around like 2010, 2011. So, herbal support for a healthy immune system. Penicillin soup. Looks like it's 50 cloves of garlic, 4 tablespoons of olive oil, 6 cups of vegetable-sized chicken broth. So, you know, that's another thing I'm gonna cook on this. I want to make some chicken noodle soup this year. But that shit, to make a big pot of it, cost a lot of money. Because I make my chicken noodle soup to where it's more of like a medicinal type thing. So, like it's got a lot of pepper, cayenne pepper, black pepper, a lot of onion, and stuff like that. A lot of onion, garlic, carrots. So, antiviral herbal honey, immunity mushroom blend, anti-inflammatory root infusion, immunity, 1 tablespoon of aloe vera gel, 1 tablespoon of fresh pine needles, 1 teaspoon of dried pine needles, 1 tablespoon, I said teaspoon, I meant to say tablespoon, 1 tablespoon of fresh mint, ground turmeric. Now, turmeric definitely has its place in legit shit, I think, because I have one of my bottom teeth, and it hasn't done it in years, but one of my bottom teeth would just start loosening for no reason whatsoever. Now, I don't know if it was all the years that I wore a tongue ring that caused it, because even after I took my tongue ring out, it'd still do it. But it was only every so often. It would loosen up for some reason. And the last time I seen the dentist a few months ago, she was saying, yeah, it was. She could tell, but it wasn't nothing to worry about right now. So, but yeah, I don't know why, because nothing ever shows up on the x-rays or anything, but I could brush my teeth with turmeric and it would tighten it up, because I was looking for all natural ways to tighten your teeth, and I came across turmeric and it was saying it was good for gum health and all that. I was like, well shit, I'm gonna start doing it. And after a couple days that tooth tightened up. I was like, oh shit. So I kept brushing, for a while, and then I ended up stopping, went back to regular toothpaste and stuff like that. And my tooth started started loosening again, so I brushed my teeth with turmeric again, and it tightened back up after a couple days. And I think I went through this like 3 times, 3, maybe 4 times over, like, I don't know, 3, maybe 4 years, somewhere around there. And yeah, each time it tightened up, but supposedly from what I was reading, turmeric helps blood flow with the gums. I don't know how true that is, but whatever. That turmeric helped that shit, and I really didn't think it was going to, but it was worth a try. Anti-inflammatory golden salve, homemade quinine. Hey, quinine. Shit, ain't heard that word in a few years, since 2020. Which quinine is what they would get, what would help fight malaria, if I remember right. Quinine is primarily used for to treat malaria caused by parasites. So, herbal antibiotic capsules, white cell boosting juice. It just sucks, man, to really keep your health up. It costs. That's what sucks. It costs. Apple cider vinegar, herbal vitamin bars, lymphatic cleanser, nature's amoxicillin, a mushroom extract for viral infections, a cleaning ointment for candida. Yeah, that's how you pronounce that, candida. Soothing antiviral oil, herbal balm for herpes sores, heavy metal detoxifier. And I'm gonna come out and say it. I have type 1 herpes, which if you ever had a cold sore, you have type 1. Now, what's weird is, though, this chick gave it to me. I didn't know she had the shit. And, but this one chick gave it to me, and damn, this was when me and my ex were split. Whenever she was pregnant with my youngest son. Yeah, this one chick, and she had it, and I didn't know it. And like, after me and my ex-wife got back together for the few years we were back together before we finally fully were, split for good, that shit broke out on the inside of my mouth. And this was before I even knew anything about that shit. Man, it felt like somebody took a razor blade and cut my gum line and just cut my gums open. That shit hurt so bad. And then I found out that that girl had herpes, and there was a possibility that she had AIDS too. And I was like, man, what the fuck? And yeah, so I went and got tested and everything. Luckily, no AIDS. That's good. Oh shit, I just pulled a Donald Trump. No AIDS. Because you know how he'll repeat himself. Fuck. But, yeah, anyway. So, the doctor told me that mine wouldn't come up on the outside of my mouth. It would only be on the inside of my mouth. I didn't know that was possible, but I think the 3 breakouts I had, which I haven't had one in a few years, so hopefully I don't have one, but I haven't had one in a few years, and shit, it's probably been, I think it's been 10 years, maybe a little bit over 10 years, but yeah, I never had them come up on the outside of my mouth. Never. I've never had a cold sore on the outside of my mouth or anything. So it's weird how it stayed in there. When I do have a breakout, it's on the inside of my mouth. That shit's weird. But yeah. So anyway, heavy metal detoxifier, mushroom drops for an overactive immune system. That's interesting. Herbal support, chamomile. Chamomile's great if you need to calm down. It's great for that. Comfrey, cottonwood bud oil, green tea. I can't drink green tea, man, it's like, it does me like the same way coffee does me. And that's whether it's decaf or not. Lavender, plantain, raw honey, rosehip oil, turmeric, witch hazel, nail fungus, herbal cream, antifungal powder for nail fungus, antifungal salve, wart freezing spray. I need to get some oil of oregano, nature's betadine, antiseptic balm, black drawing salve, soothing chickweed and vinegar bath for rashes, antibiotic restorative cream, calendula, compressed skin salve, lavender infused oil for skin regeneration, yarrow stop bleeding powder. This lavender infused oil for skin regeneration sounds very interesting to me, because of the hole in my foot, because it's a pressure wound and it'll close, but so much like that thing will close to like that, but then that last little bit will not get it, and right now that hole is probably like that big right there. So in ways it's great I have nerve damage, and in ways it's not, because the nerve damage is the reason why it's there, but the nerve damage is also the reason why it doesn't hurt to the point where I can't tolerate it. Because, man, if I had full feeling in that foot, there is no fucking way I could walk. But because I have only half of the feeling, I can tolerate walking until, I'm on my feet so long and it gets so bad. Psoriasis, irritation relief, herbal ointment, arnica and calendula, first aid spray, bug off spray, cooling herbal gel for burn relief, anti-mosquito, anti-itch, and then natural alternatives for personal care products. So, synthetic fragrance, formaldehyde. Hold on. So if you can't make your own products, there is a list enumerating the toxic ingredients commonly found in store-bought skin care products that you should avoid. So synthetic fragrance, which has all kinds of crap in it: formaldehyde, phthalates, polyethylene glycol, siloxanes. So I've never heard of siloxanes, triclosan, ethanolamines, I guess that's how you pronounce it, ethanolamines, oxybenzone, octinoxate, never heard of that, homosalate, toluene butylated, BHD, okay, toluene. Linked to brain toxicity, especially risky for pregnant women. Nail products and hair dye, talc, parabens, BHA, and BHT. I see that shit, man. I could be looking at foods and I see all kinds of shit like that, and it's just like, why, man? Why? And like I said, I've noticed the more I clean up my diet, the better I'll feel. And I've done that for years on and off. And, they say all these preservatives and all this crap that they put in our foods is safe. Well, if it's, it might not kill us immediately, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's good. Like, look at all the people, they switch up their diets and they feel better. I'm gonna say 9 out of 10 people that I have ever heard talk about cutting out processed foods, highly processed foods with a lot of preservatives. I'm gonna say 9 out of 10 people I've heard say that they cut that type of shit out of their diet, they felt better. So, man, come on now. You can't tell me that that shit isn't having some kind of negative impact on people. If damn near everybody I've heard say once they cut that out, they start feeling better, So, but I mean, I've heard people say, they cut that out, they didn't tell a difference. And I'm not saying everybody's going to see a difference. I'm not saying that it's going to make a difference in everybody, because everybody is different. But man, it's just, I know I'm not the only one that's heard plenty of people say that. So arnica salve, rosemary. Sorry to go into a little rant. Better than Botox. Herbal facial oil. Natural herbal sunscreen. I need to get some of that. I need to make some of it, because I would much rather. My granddaughter is really, really fair skinned. So, like, we went outside the other day. We weren't outside long, and she was already turning pink. So, natural deodorant. Like, she has my ex-wife's and my daughter's skin. I'll tan. And that's like, whenever I was younger, I would burn one time, and then I would tan like crazy the rest of the time. And that's probably the Italian that I have in me, but, yeah. So, bugleweed, glycerate. Is that supposed to be glycerate, or is there supposed to be an L there? I don't know, I'm going to have to look that up. I'm going to have to look into it later. Bladder rack tincture for thyroid support. That might be what I need to take, because even though my thyroid shows up, it's always good, I have a non-existent metabolism, it seems to be. It's like, damn, what do I gotta eat? Less than 300 calories every day, and I'm not just sitting here. I do a pretty good amount, I don't move like I need to, but I don't just sit here all day either. So I shouldn't, I got down to 232, I'm back up to 242, and in the past week I should have dropped at least a couple pounds. Haven't dropped nothing. So PCOS support, spiced milk for pancreas, bitter melon and green tea blend, backyard pancreas support. See, and that's another thing. I want to grow my own herbs, and I want to grow my own vegetables and stuff next year. That's like the spaghetti squash video. That spaghetti squash was damn near $7, I think. It was like 6 something. And I'd rather just grow my own stuff and get it for free and sell and give away some of the other stuff. Rhodiola capsules for cortisol balance, hormone harmony, menopause relief, evening primrose oil, anise seed tea, fertility boosting. Now, even though I love stuff like this, and I've seen, and I've had a lot of success with stuff like this, don't get me wrong, some of it is definitely bullshit. And if it's not bullshit, some of it doesn't work for a lot of people. So nature's aphrodisiac, herbal, ED support. Hey, I'm getting to that age, ain't I? Saw palmetto infusion for prostate support. Milk flow tea. Not all mothers naturally produce. Okay, that's for mother's milk. Shepherd's yarrow, shepherd's purse, and cramp bark tincture for menstrual health. Kidney cleanse juice, corn silk tea for bladder comfort and prostate. Pumpkin seed tincture for overactive bladder, herbal blend for urinary tract infections. Yeah, so this is the end of it. Side effects and allergies. Yeah, because you could definitely experience an allergic reaction to some of this stuff. So, yeah, y'all. Okay. So, and the author, looks like the author is Nicole Appelian. PhD. Dr. Nicole Lapellian is an herbalist, author, scientist, survival skills consultant, wild foods expert, an MS survivor and thriver. That's interesting. In 2015, she was among the first women ever selected for the History Channel's hit TV show Alone. Despite suffering from multiple sclerosis, she survived for 57 days in the wilderness all on her own, with little more than her hunting knife and the wild foods and medicines she found there. She has been studying the medicinal power of plants for over 30 years now. Throughout this time, she has created and improved all the remedies in her apothecary, so they are probably the most powerful ones you can find. With them, she managed to help thousands of people take control of their health through nature's medicine, just as she did. Natural remedies gave Nicole a second chance at life. Those that helped her were a staple on the shelves for the long gone apothecaries. Today she wants to help you find the remedy you've been looking for within the pages of this book. Simply open it, browse through the shelves from the table of contents, and find the remedy you've been looking for. So, and this is the Forgotten Home Apothecary book. So, okay, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed the part 2 to this. I'm gonna get off here and edit this video and get it to y'all today. So, y'all take it easy and peace.